Welcome back to our channel. In this video we will continue learning line command using AutoCAD 2019. So all of these tasks which we are performing are actually from a Sham Tico book which is titled AutoCAD 2011, a problem solving approach. So in this video we will do task 4 and try to create the drawing shown on the left side of the screen. But instead of using a relative or absolute coordinate system, in this video we will use the snap mode and ortho mode to draw this drawing. Okay, so let's start this drawing. So before starting, what we have to do, we have to analyze this drawing first. As we can see, there is no origin shown in this drawing. So we can assume that the origin is somewhere over here and the first point is at 1, 1. But since we are not using any coordinate system, so it doesn't matter, but still we will start our drawing from 1, 1. So before starting, what we have to do, we have to switch on the snap mode, which is at the bottom edge of the screen, and this is the icon for this snap mode. You just have to left click on this icon to switch it on. So first of all, we have to switch on the snap mode by clicking on this icon. Okay, so now this snap mode is on. What you have to do, we have to adjust the grid setting and snap setting. In order to do it, first of all, we have to analyze our drawing and see what is the minimum dimension which we have to give, or minimum line which we have to draw. So we can see that most of the lines are actually equal to one grid box, but some of the lines are also of half grid box. So what we have to do, we have to adjust our grid settings as well as snap settings by right clicking on this grid mode icon and go to grid settings. So the grid settings for this drawing should be 1 and 1, whereas the snap settings should be 0.5 and 0.5. So let's start our drawing. So in order to invoke the line command, we have to write L and enter. So let me show you that we are not in the dynamic mode, we are actually out of it. So we will start our drawing from this point, which is 1, 1, but we are not giving any coordinates. And now we have to move, how much boxes we have to move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes in order to reach point 2. So we are already moved 5 boxes in x-axis. Now we have to left click so that the line can be finalized. So now we have to move to third point, so we just have to move 1 box in y-axis or 1 unit in y-axis. So now left click, so we are already have the third point. Now we have to move in negative x-axis. We have to click once again. So now we have at point 4. For point 5 we have to move half box in negative y-axis. So left click, then we have to move left or negative x-axis one box, and in this way we can repeat and replicate all of these points by just moving our cursor to the desired location and left clicking that point. So you can see that it's very easy as compared to a relative and absolute coordinate system, because we don't have to type any coordinates, we just have to move our cursor to the location and press the left mouse button. And after completing our drawing, we can press enter to get ourselves out of line command. So in this way we can draw this kind of complex drawing without entering even a single coordinate and just by clicking on the screen using the snap mode option. Now we will perform the same task, but instead of using this snap mode, we will use the ortho mode. So in our previous lectures, we discussed about ortho mode, that this mode is used to draw lines horizontally or vertically without giving the values of two coordinates. Instead, we can only give the value of one coordinate. So now we will draw the same drawing which is shown on the left side of the screen using the ortho mode. So here I want to mention that whether we are in dynamic mode or we are out of dynamic mode, ortho mode always operates in relative system. But instead of mentioning or instead of giving two coordinates, we just have to give one coordinate. The information of the second coordinate is actually given by the direction of the cursor. So let's start. First of all, we have to type L and press enter. So the coordinate of first point is 1, 1, and now we have to switch on the ortho mode and switch off this snap mode. So now we can move in ortho mode. So for the second point, we know that we have to move 5 boxes in x-axis. So we just type 5 and press enter. So we are already at point 2. For point 3, we have to move our cursor towards positive y-axis or towards up direction and press 1. For point 4, we have to move our cursor to negative x-axis or left direction and press 1. For point 5, we have to move our cursor towards down position or negative y-axis and enter point 5. For point 6, we have to move left and press 1. For point 6, we have to move at the top direction and enter point 5. For point 8, we have to move negative x-axis and press 1. Now for point 9, it is not possible to draw point 9 in ortho mode because this line, which is from point 8 to point 9, is neither a horizontal line nor a vertical line. Instead, it's a oblique line at 45 degrees. So what we have to do, we have to switch off the ortho mode and switch on the snap mode, and just we can click at this point to draw a line from point 8 to point 9. In the same way, we can draw a line from point 9 to point 10. And since the rest of the lines are either horizontal or vertical, so we can switch off the snap mode and switch on the ortho mode. So for line from point 10 to 11, we just have to move one unit in positive x-axis. For next line, for point 12, we have to move 0.5 in positive y-axis. For point 13, we have to move one unit in positive x-axis. For point 13, we have to move 0.5 units in negative y-axis. For point 15, we have to move 1 unit in positive x-axis. For point 16, we have to move 1 unit in positive y-axis. For point 17, we have to move 5 units in negative x-axis. And for point 18, we have to move 1 unit in negative y-axis. For point 19, we have to move 1 unit in positive x-axis. Now once again, we have to move from point 19 to point 20. And this line is neither a horizontal nor a vertical line. So what we have to do, we have to switch off the ortho mode and switch on the snap mode so that we can draw a line from 19 to 20 and from 20 to 21. After that, we can once again move to the ortho mode and draw lines from 21 to 22, and then we can close this drawing. So in this way, we can draw a simple drawing using snap mode and ortho mode and without giving any coordinate value, or you can say that without using absolute coordinate system or a relative coordinate system. So now we will perform task 5 using once again this snap mode without entering any information about the coordinate system, instead for the first point. So we will start. So we can see that the origin is somewhere over here, and the coordinate of first point coordinates of first point are 3, 1. So let's start this one. So first of all, we have to start line command by entering 1 L, and then we have to give the coordinates of first point, which are 3, 1. So now we have to switch on our snap mode, and we have to adjust our grid settings. Once again, the grid size should be 1 and 1 for x and y spacing, whereas the snap x spacing and snap y spacing should be 0.5. Okay, so for point 2, what we have to do, we just have to click on this location. For point 3, we just have to click on this location. For point 4, we have to click on this location. For point 5, this location, and in this way we can replicate point 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 by just left clicking on the desired location. So if you draw a line incorrectly like this, we have to stop the line from point 14 to point 15 somewhere over here, but instead we ended it at this point. So what we will do, we will press U button for undoing or erasing the last line, and we can then draw the rectified line, and in this way we can close our drawing. So you can see that if you are dealing with very simple drawings and you have a grid available, so it is recommended to use snap mode or ortho mode instead of using absolute or relative coordinate system. In this way you can save a lot of time and you can draw your drawings quite easily. Thank you very much. In the next lecture we will try to draw some complex drawings using a relative polar coordinate system in combination with relative Cartesian coordinate system. Thank you very much.